All right, ready to dive in. Today we're tackling window installation,
It sounds good.
but we're not actually installing windows.
Nope.
We're going to help you nail that job interview.
That's right. And we've got a whole stack of RoleCatcher resources.
Yeah, their career guide, the interview guide,
Oh, and even some sneak peeks at their AI tools.
and how that can give you an edge in the whole process.
Totally.
So think of this like your cheat sheet to interview success.
Exactly.
So before we get into the hot seat, what does a window installer even do?
Well, it's more than just like sticking in some glass panes.
Yeah.
It's about precision, making sure everything's level and watertight. It's problem solving when things go wrong, which they always do.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's even about customer service.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like making sure the client is happy at the end of the day.
Totally.
Okay, so it's like technical skills, a bit of artistry, and then the people skills too.
Yeah, you got it.
No wonder they want to grill you in the interview.
Right.
But don't worry, we're here to help you out.
Exactly.
So RoleCatcher's interview guide, it highlights 9 common questions.
Okay.
You know, the ones that pop up all the time? We're going to tackle them one by one.
Okay, sounds good.
So let's start with a classic.
Okay.
Can you explain your experience with window installation?
Straightforward, right.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But there are some tricks to make your answer stand out.
Okay, I'm listening.
So even if you haven't been a professional window installer before,
Yeah.
the interviewer is looking for evidence that you can learn quickly, have the right aptitude. So think about any projects where you had to follow instructions,
Okay.
maybe use tools, troubleshoot problems.
Yeah.
Did you build a deck, renovate a bathroom, or even assemble some tricky furniture?
Ooh, like IKEA furniture.
Exactly. Those all demonstrate those relevant skills.
So you're saying it's about connecting the dots for them.
Yeah.
Showing how, seemingly unrelated experiences actually show you could be a window installer.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle. You're giving them the pieces. They're seeing if they fit the big picture.
Okay, I like that.
Uh-huh.
Now let's move on to question number 2.
Okay, number 2.
How do you ensure that windows are installed properly
Yeah.
and meet safety standards?
This is where knowing those building codes comes in.
Super important.
It shows you're not just handy, you understand the rules.
Right.
Building codes are all about safety.
Yeah.
Making sure the structure is sound.
Okay.
Think about it like if a window isn't installed right,
Yeah.
could lead to leaks, drafts, even structural damage down the line.
Okay, so it's about protecting the building and the people inside.
Precisely.
Okay.
A good example is making sure the window is properly flashed to prevent water.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
It's a small detail, but it can make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
When you talk about building codes, don't just throw out keywords. Give a concrete example like that.
Okay, that's a good tip.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we all know things don't always go perfectly on a job site.
Oh.
What happens when you encounter a tricky situation? Question number 3.
Okay, hit me.
How do you handle difficult or unexpected situations during a window installation?
This is where you shine as a problem solver.
Okay.
Don't just say you're good at it.
Right.
Give him a real-life example.
Okay.
Remember that time you were assembling a bookshelf and the instructions were completely wrong?
Oh, yeah, everyone's been there.
Or when you had to fix a leaky faucet with whatever you could find in the toolbox. Walk them through how you assessed the situation, got creative with solutions, and ultimately succeeded.
Okay, so you're saying use those frustrating DIY moments to your advantage.
Exactly. Everyone can relate to those.
Right.
And a bonus tip. Highlight how you communicated with others.
Yeah, okay.
Did you ask for help? Consult online resources.
Wow.
Showing that you're resourceful, collaborative. That's key.
Okay, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's not forget those people skills.
Oh, super important.
Window installation, it's not just about the technical side. It's also about dealing with clients.
Absolutely.
Question number 4 hits on this.
Okay, what is it?
How do you ensure customer satisfaction during a window installation?
It's all about exceeding expectations. Sure, you'll install the window properly,
Right.
but think beyond the basics.
Okay.
How do you make the entire experience positive for the client?
Hmm.
Mention things like clear communication, explaining each step of the process, being mindful of their space and belongings, addressing concerns patiently,
Right.
and even offering helpful tips for maintenance.
So it's like treat their home like your own.
Exactly, with respect and care.
Right.
Remember, a happy customer is likely to recommend you to others.
Yeah, that's good for business.
Exactly, more business down the line.
Smart thinking.
Hmm.
Okay, ready for question number 5.
Hit me.
How do you approach a window installation project from start to finish?
Here's where you showcase those organizational skills, project management skills.
Okay.
The interviewer wants to see you have a systematic approach. Even if you haven't managed a huge team before,
Right.
walk them through your process,
Okay.
how you assess the needs, take accurate measurements,
Uh-huh.
create a timeline, gather materials, and of course, ensure everything meets those building codes.
So even if like my biggest project has been assembling that flat pack wardrobe,
Exactly.
I could still like talk about that planning and execution.
We got it. Maybe you even created a checklist so you didn't miss anything.
Oh yeah, those little details.
Those details demonstrate your ability to think ahead
Okay, that's good.
and stay organized.
That's a fantastic takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm curious, how does RoleCatcher's AI come into play in all of this?
Okay, so imagine this.
Right.
You're applying for a window installer position at a company that specializes in historic renovations.
Okay, very specific.
RoleCatcher's AI can analyze that job description, identify those keywords, those skills they're looking for,
Correct.
and then help you tailor your answers to highlight those qualifications.
Wow. So instead of giving those generic answers,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like speaking their language,
Yeah.
showcasing the most relevant parts of my experience.
You got it.
Okay, so it's like a personalized cheat sheet for the interview.
Exactly.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what I call leveling up.
Right.
Okay, back to those questions. Number 6.
Okay, what is it?
How do you stay up to date on industry trends and advancements in window installation technology?
Here's where you show your commitment to lifelong learning.
Yeah.
The world of window installation is always evolving. New materials,
Yeah, for sure.
energy-efficient designs, smart technology integration.
It's a lot to keep up with.
It is, but you can mention trade publications you read,
Okay.
online forums you follow, YouTube channels with the latest techniques. Even attending a workshop on sustainable building practices shows initiative.
So it's not just about what I know now. It's about like showing that I'm willing to learn and adapt as things change.
Exactly. A curious mind, a thirst for knowledge.
Yeah,
Those are valuable assets.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's face a tough one.
All right, bring it on.
Question number 7.
Okay.
Can you describe a time when you had to work with a difficult client during a window installation project?
Ooh, I can already feel the tension.
Right. It's a tricky one, but it's designed to assess your conflict resolution skills.
Okay.
Remember, it's not about complaining or bad-mouthing a previous client.
Right, right.
Instead, choose a situation that highlights your ability to stay calm,
Mm-hmm.
communicate effectively,
Okay.
find a solution that satisfies everyone involved.
Got it.
Maybe a client was unhappy with the placement of a window
Yeah, that could happen.
or had unrealistic expectations about the timeline.
Okay.
So walk them through how you listened to their concerns, explained the constraints, and worked collaboratively to find a compromise.
Okay, so it's all about showing I can handle those, tricky situations.
Yes, and keep the project on track.
I'm realizing a lot of these questions are less about, specific technical knowledge and more about, demonstrating those core skills.
Like problem solving, communication, adaptability.
You got it. It's about showcasing your potential as a reliable team member.
Okay, I'm feeling pumped and ready to tackle the rest of these questions.
Great.
But I think we'll save those for part 2 of our deep dive.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned, folks. We're just getting started.
Welcome back to our deep dive into nailing that window installer interview. Last time, we tackled some tough questions and even got a glimpse into how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon. Ready to dive back in.
Absolutely. I'm feeling energized and ready to conquer those remaining questions from RoleCatcher's interview guide.
Yeah.
Where do we pick up?
Let's tackle question number 8. How do you ensure that the installation site is clean and free of debris after completing a window installation? It may seem straightforward, but it's more than just sweeping up.
You're right. It's about showing you're meticulous and respect the client's space.
Exactly. Paint a picture of yourself as someone who takes pride in their work. Describe your process removing all debris, vacuuming thoroughly, wiping down surfaces, and maybe even using drop cloths to protect flooring during installation.
So it's about demonstrating that attention to detail and leaving things better than you found them.
Precisely. Now, question number 9 focuses on teamwork. How do you approach working as part of a team during a window installation project?
Teamwork makes the dream work, right? Especially when you're dealing with large windows or complex installations.
Absolutely. Window installation often involves multiple people coordinating efforts. Highlight your communication skills, willingness to share knowledge, and ability to work collaboratively toward a common goal.
Can I draw examples from experiences outside of professional settings, like volunteering for a community project or playing on a sports team.
Absolutely. Those experiences demonstrate your ability to cooperate, communicate effectively, and contribute to a team's success.
Great. Now I'm curious, what kind of insights can RoleCatcher's career guide offer about teamwork in this specific field?
That's a great question. The guide emphasizes that window installers often collaborate with other construction professionals like carpenters and electricians. So highlighting your ability to communicate effectively with different tradespeople is valuable. It shows you understand the collaborative nature of construction projects.
Okay, so it's about being a team player and understanding how your role fits into the larger project. What's next on our list?
Question 10 asks, how would you describe your approach to customer service?
We already touched on customer satisfaction earlier. What's different about this one?
This question digs deeper into your personal philosophy. What are your core values when interacting with clients? Think about things like active listening, clear communication, empathy, and a willingness to go the extra mile.
So it's about showing them that you genuinely care about providing a positive experience for the client.
Exactly. You're not just installing a window, you're building a relationship. And that can lead to positive reviews, referrals, and a strong reputation.
Those are some powerful benefits. Okay, ready for question number 11?
Hit me with it.
All right. Can you tell me about a time you had to adapt to a change in plans or unexpected challenges during a project? This feels like a theme. They really want to see how we handle those curveballs.
They do, and for good reason. Construction projects are full of surprises. Maybe the window measurements were slightly off, a delivery got delayed, or the weather threw a wrench in the plans.
So what kind of example would showcase adaptability?
Think about a time when you had to think on your feet and come up with a solution under pressure. Did you have to improvise a tool, resequence tasks, communicate a delay to a client? Walk them through how you tackled the situation, highlighting your problem-solving skills and your ability to stay calm and focused.
That makes sense. It's about showing them that you're resourceful and can handle whatever challenges come your way. Okay, ready for number 12?
Let's hear it.
Here we go. Can you explain the different types of window materials and their pros and cons? This one feels more technical.
It is. They're testing your knowledge of the products. Be ready to discuss materials like vinyl, wood, fiberglass, and aluminum. Explain their durability, energy efficiency, maintenance requirements, and even cost considerations.
This is where doing some research beforehand would really pay off, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher's Career Guide can be a lifesaver here. It provides detailed information on different window types and their characteristics, giving you a solid foundation for your answer.
Okay, so studying up on those materials is key. What's next on our list?
Question 13 asks, how do you stay informed about changes in building codes and safety regulations related to window installation?
Staying current. We talked about the importance of building codes earlier. How can I impress them with my dedication to staying updated?
It's about demonstrating that you're proactive. Mention specific sources you use, professional organizations you belong to, trade publications you subscribe to, or even online resources you consult.
Would following industry experts on social media or watching online tutorials count?
Absolutely. Any credible source that keeps you informed about the latest regulations and best practices shows your commitment.
Okay, so I'm getting the message. Lifelong learning is key. Now, I think we have 2 questions left. Bring on the challenge.
All right, question 14 asks, describe a time when you encountered a difficult or unexpected problem during a window installation and how you resolved it. This one feels familiar.
You're right, we've talked about problem solving before. What's different about this one?
This question demands a more in-depth, step-by-step explanation of your process. Choose a situation that really put your skills to the test. Maybe a window frame was damaged during delivery, you encountered unforeseen structural issues, or a sudden change in weather threatened the project's timeline. Walk them through each step. How you assessed the problem, gathered information, considered different solutions, and ultimately implemented the best course of action.
So it's about showcasing my analytical thinking and demonstrating my ability to troubleshoot effectively under pressure.
Exactly. Remember, the more specific and detailed your example, the better. It allows the interviewer to truly grasp your problem-solving abilities.
Okay, I'm going to start brainstorming some good examples from my past experiences. Now, what's the final question in our list?
This one is a classic. Why are you interested in this particular window installer position and our company?
Yes, the why us question. It can be tough if you're not prepared.
You need to go beyond simply needing a job. This is your chance to show them you've done your homework, Research the company's projects, values, and mission statement. What resonates with you? Why do you want to be part of their team?
So if they specialize in energy-efficient windows, I could talk about my passion for sustainability and my desire to contribute to eco-friendly building practices.
Exactly. Or if they focus on historical renovations, you could mention your interest in preserving architectural heritage and your experience working with traditional window styles.
It's about aligning my interests with their expertise and demonstrating a genuine enthusiasm for what they do.
Precisely. Now, before we wrap up, I want to emphasize that while we've covered some common questions, every interview is unique.
That's a good point. What advice would you give for handling those unexpected questions that might pop up?
First, don't panic. Take a deep breath and remember that most interview questions are designed to assess those core skills we've been discussing. Problem solving, communication, teamwork, and adaptability. If you get stumped, don't be afraid to ask for clarification or a moment to gather your thoughts.
That's reassuring. And what about RoleCatcher? Can their AI help with those unexpected curveballs?
Absolutely. Remember their interview practice tool. It offers a vast library of potential interview questions, from technical to behavioral, and provides AI-powered feedback on your answers. It's like having a dress rehearsal for the real deal.
Wow, that's amazing. It helps you anticipate those tricky questions and build confidence in your responses.
Exactly. Now, I think we're ready to move on to the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore some additional resources and strategies that can give you an edge in your window installer interview. Stay tuned, folks. The best is yet to come.
All right, welcome back to our final part of this deep dive, getting you ready for that window installer interview.
We've covered a lot,
Oh yeah, we have.
but there's even more.
More. Okay,
Okay.
I'm all ears.
Let's talk about RoleCatcher's database.
Oh,
It's like a
good.
treasure trove of career information.
Ooh, that sounds sickening.
Imagine, like, thousands of career guides,
Wow.
skill guides, even company profiles.
Okay, so what kind of information can I actually find in these resources?
Well, you can research different types of installer roles,
Yeah.
Maybe you want to specialize in historic renovations or
Mhm.
focus on energy-efficient installations.
Okay, so it helps me narrow down what I really want to do.
Exactly. You can even explore related career paths.
Oh, interesting.
Like maybe you want to move into project management or sales later on.
Okay, so thinking long term. Yeah,
Exactly.
I like it.
And you can get a deeper understanding of a company's culture before the interview.
Oh, that's smart.
It helps you tailor your answers, show them you're a good fit.
So it's not just about like knowing how to install a window.
Right.
It's about understanding the whole career landscape
Exactly.
and those specific companies.
And the best part is, RoleCatcher is always updating its database.
So it's like the most up-to-date info.
The latest industry trends and insights, all there.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've talked a lot about technical skills,
Right.
but I know those soft skills are just as important.
Oh, absolutely. Things like communication,
Yeah.
teamwork, problem solving.
Does RoleCatcher offer anything to help me like develop those?
Oh, they absolutely do.
Okay.
They have a whole section for soft skills development.
Seriously?
Articles, quizzes, even interactive exercises
Oh, wow. That's
that
kind
help
of
you assess your strengths, identify areas for improvement.
Okay, so it's not just like, oh, you need to be better at communicating.
Right.
It actually gives you like tools to do it.
Exactly. Practical tips and techniques.
This is fantastic. I feel like RoleCatcher has thought of everything.
They really have.
I'm feeling way more confident about this whole job search now.
That's great to hear.
And I'm so glad we got to dive into all these resources.
Me too.
It's been super helpful.
Remember, the job search can be tough, but with the right tools and a bit of perseverance, you can achieve your goals.
Absolutely. And don't forget those AI-powered tools from RoleCatcher.
Those are game changers.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into window installation interview prep,
Mm-hmm.
we want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay.
As the world of work keeps changing,
Yeah.
what can you do today to make sure your skills stay relevant tomorrow? Something to think about as you start your career journey.
Good advice.
All right, folks, that's it for this deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time.